Beetroot, nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Stay healthy, young suckers.
Oh, goodness.
Stop being stingy with your money. Like someone saying, stop being stingy.
Be stingy. Send some Popeye's chicken money. It's been
I had no Papa. It was Tuesday. I don't want no Papa. I had too much Popeyes last week. Man,
Wow, you can get your ice cream cones.
oh man, that'd be nice. They too expensive out here on you gotta buy them at home. They're too expensive when you go out here in the street.
Oh.
It's too damn expensive. You're like, oh man, get them ice cream cones. It's too expensive.
Yeah, that would have been good to treat yourself for a birthday. But anyway, Karibuni Sana family. Hope you are having a wonderful fair day wherever you're listening and catching this live from on YouTube, on the network. I'm not on Rumble and BitChute. And of course, I'm on the radio on Spreaker and Spotify. So I hope you guys are doing great. Karibuni Sana, 37 minutes past 8 p.m. 254. And of course, welcome to another episode of the Africa Today show. We shall be talking about the racial segregation and concentrated poverty, majorly on Black people, and how it has affected Black community all throughout the years and centuries. And what has changed, what has not changed. Feel free to pin it on the comments.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely not. Talking about that, maybe other people might have a different,
Take, of course.
yeah,
Different perspective, different take.
someone who might say Obama brought
Obama.
someone is saying Trump is making America great again, and all that. You never know.
America was never great. When was America ever great for Black people? Never. So can't make something great again that it never was. About psychopaths, maniacs, and crackpots.
As we start with today's conversation, we shall start with what, of course, we were discussing yesterday about the Jacksonville case, which, of course, happened in February, and the cam footage was released, of course, this particular weekend, and we've seen the videos going. So many mixed emotions. People are mad, of course, especially the Black people are so angry. You can literally, when you go through the comments on most of these videos, people are so mad, talking about how this has been the same old case, the
over
same
and over again. Same shit over and over again, Joe.
behavior, and this is because they know nothing is going to happen to them. That's why they
Exactly. And Trump has made it even worse. But Joe was talking about earlier. Remember when Trump got elected? Said, I'm going to give all police a qualified immunity where they can beat you up and do what they want to do and nothing happens to them. So they're not even emboldened by this wicked ass racist who's always shitting on himself. Trump is doodling on himself. It's like Biden, old white man doodling on himself. They keep saying he stinks. He's got doodle all on his pants. That's not me saying that. Everybody comes around Trump, he smells like old bags of doodle. So yeah. Right.
Well, there's a video I was watching which was saying when you search for the term idiot, Trump pulls up in the images. And I did the experiment, and apparently it's true. Trump is on the images of being an idiot. I'm like, what?
Well, he's always been an idiot because it's this cats with the small hats have always propped him up. He's a failed businessman. Everything he's done is failed. So whenever he was failed, that caused you when you go into bankruptcy, Joe, when you broke, it would always be somebody step in and prop him back up, give him money to start some other failed ass venture. And he failed and fucked that up. And he come back in and build him back up. So I think Trump has this whole thing has been planned for him to be the president for years. They once creating this image in the media and making him this that's why that fake assassination attempt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And white people are like, oh, he's the Jesus. Oh, they'll vote. And now all the heinous shit he's doing, he's the one taking away all their food stamps, taking away all their damn Section 8 housing. Shout out, they just shout out their welfare. White people, the majority of that stuff, Joe, but not black people. They put the image of black people, they on it. So they just arrested this white woman. Good. Check this out, Joe. This out, because they white, they get this. So check this out, Joe. This white lady had got Section 8 housing in New York, right? New York. So that means she gets to buy, that means she gets cheap, that means she gets access to cheap housing, like, cost everybody like $5,000, $4,000 a month in New York. It might cost her like $30, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what this no good broad did, Joe, she decided she was going to take the Section 8 and rent that house out, so it was a nice house, for $3,500 a month. And she didn't even live in New York, Joe, but she moved down to, with that money, moved down to Miami and was living in a brand new condo in an expensive neighborhood. And the only reason why people found out, her boyfriend snitched on her. Told the police on her. You get a chance to look at that story. It's funny. So they're the ones doing all these scams and schemes. But since they own the media, they make black people always the image of all this shit. Mm-hmm. All these fake narratives, they make black people the narrative of all this stuff, Joby. All this old ratchet ass shit that they're the ones doing.
True. It's crazy. White people are just dirty, dirty.
How about that?
In the mind, in the behaviors, and everything. It's just like the video you shared earlier with me, which I'll be sharing also after this one, about their behavior. Just they'll never change. It's who they are. And they know the system favors them. They'll just never change.
And act like they don't know. That's being cold. Like they don't know. We don't know. This system's not fair. It doesn't work any different for us. They know it's a lie.
They know, and they tell each other when you beat these niggas, there's nothing that's gonna happen to you. You go expecting them how you want. Do the George Floyd, do whatever you want. The Breonna take, do whatever you want. Okay, nothing is gonna. You're gonna just be serving 1 day in jail. I mean, just 1 day in jail. Come on, that is not gonna hurt. But someone else is sleeping on a grave because of it was a mistake, because that's the same BS they also use. This was a mistake. We didn't know. What? You shot someone. You killed someone.
They never know nothing.
It's crazy. So this is the Jacksonville sheriff, of course, who released a statement earlier today or yesterday. I'm not sure.
I think it was yesterday this black moron released this nonsense.
Yeah, so let me share what he had to say.
Without violence and driving on a suspended driver's license. Those pleas of guilty were accepted by a local judge who found them to have been factual basis and to have been voluntarily made by McNeil. After the resolution of this criminal case, McNeil took custody of his cell phone, the one he presumably used to record the footage that was shared on social media, on March 5th, 2025. At no time, February to now, did McNeil contact JSO to file a complaint, nor share with the agency the cell phone footage that is circulated on social media. As I said earlier, immediately upon becoming aware of this footage, JSO began a criminal and administrative investigations into the incident. Had McNeil filed a complaint on February 19, 2020, JSO began a criminal and administrative investigations into the incident. Had McNeil filed a complaint, JSO would have started this investigation at that time. But we were not aware of this allegation or of improper use of force before this weekend. As this is agency's pattern of practice in any circumstances of use of force, the relevant body-worn camera footage was reviewed by multiple levels of supervision. However, as you'll see in short order, the body-worn camera footage does not capture Officer Bauer's response to resistance when McNeil was seated in the driver's seat.
There was no resistance at all in the home.
As I explained, Although the state attorney's office has deemed it not criminal, the response to resistance is now subject of a pending administrative review to determine if
And
ours
listen,
conduct
people see
violated
it.
the.
See, that's how. Whenever it's black people that like that, don't believe the video you see. Don't believe the video. It's in your face. Even when they beat up Rodney King, I showed you they beat him to death. They still found innocent because you're black.
So policy. JSO began a criminal and administrative investigations into the incident. Had McNeil filed.
Yeah, so that is what he had to say. Of course, always bootlegs. And again, this is where this system
That's
has.
what. That's exactly. That's why they're. That's why they're there, Joe. We're right. The system puts the bootlicks there. That's why
Because
he's
of
able to
course,
go through the ranks. Because
mhm,
if he wasn't a bootlick, he wouldn't be there, Joe.
exactly. They know deep down this is so wrong. You can stand up for
Of
these
course.
people, you
Of
can actually
course.
do what is right, but you can't. The system doesn't allow you, it doesn't permit you. Like we're discussing yesterday and said they know if you happen to go against what you're supposed to do, being a bootleg, you're also gonna end up in the same train of order. If I'm making sense, it's this is crazy, man. But again, it's the position they've kept black people in, sadly, globally, majority, where you have to be a ass kisser. You have to always be broken to agree on what is not even systematically correct, because this is so wrong. This is so wrong. Why did you train being a cop? Especially as a black, if you look at, trust me, I've seen videos of cops or teenagers who want to be cops. So you go back to most of these people, especially when they're new in this department. Why did you want to be cop? Why did you want to be a cop? Or I grew up seeing most of my black people being killed, and I wanted to do something about that, wanted to bring a change. And then once you enter in that cycle, you understand there's nothing about change. Change, leave it at home. Go change your house, whatever your salary is paying you. Go try change your parents' house, your siblings' lives. Change your life. That is where change occurs, but not in this system. You can't try come say I want to be the different dog, and I can make a difference because the rest didn't or they failed to do it. They are bootlickers, and should I say it's on purpose? I don't think it's on really on purpose. It's just that black people have no other choice, especially in this system. Some, yes, it could be on purpose, but majority
It's the system, Joe. But so
purpose.
if he wants to be part of the system and get promotion, move him rank, he's gonna have to be a bootleg. So imagine him, Joe. So what you said is exactly correct. The system, okay. Just change him out for. Remember the general who came to Kenya. It's about Ibn Torre is bad. We got to stop him from doing. So the same system promoted him, so he wouldn't be there as a 4-star general, Job, unless he was a bootleg. He would never get promoted. Because if you defend black people, any kind of righteousness, the system's going to get rid of you. Because just like we said about with I think there was Michael Dorner who tried to do the right thing as a young officer. Remember, he just started, and they were brutalizing somebody. He said, "Hey, man, you can't be brutalizing people like this." And him speaking up. Remember him speaking up and say, "Hey, we're not supposed to be kicking people in the face and punching them and hurting people." What they do? They fired his ass.
Mhm.
So so he wasn't gonna rise in the ranks, not
I'll
being with the system, Joe.
again, the saddest part of it is that most of these people have not also understood the system they are in. So most of them get comfortable, like the general. You can tell this is a bootlick from the core. Like, come on, this is a
He,
bootlick from
Joe,
the
he knows.
core.
Joe, he knows why he's there. He know how
He,
he got promoted. They
he
know
knows why
that,
he's
Joe.
there, but I feel like, cause like I'm saying, this I don't know, this is how you get somewhere innocently kid, just like the way maybe you got into the Marine Forces, and the same with
Yeah,
this
but
person.
but but I knew it had to be a bootleg to get hired. To to get more rank. If I was gonna get more rank, Joe, I had to be a bootleg. And I wouldn't want to be a bootleg. That's why I was always in trouble. Always stayed in trouble. Always was in trouble.
Exactly, but this is a bootleg by in the core. That's what I'm saying. Why most of them get comfortable, and then I think because of the black oppression and black people trying to fit in so much this other race community. You forget you're nothing but just a servant here. You're still a slave. Okay?
Yeah, they control because they control all levels of what, Joby, of employment.
Mm-hmm.
They are, so it's their system. They control all the systems of power. You're gonna be police. They control all the cities. They own all the city. They control all the countries that you live in. So you're gonna be under their system. That's why everybody, even in Africa, they go to learn policing in what in Israel, just like the Americans do.
But let's listen to this young guy here.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm speaking from the heart. All right, the William McNeil video is very disturbing, and I'm speaking as a police officer. I've been a police officer for 7 years. It's disturbing because, and I'm just get straight to it. The black officers, like the black officers that was on scene, y'all definitely could have stepped up and shut all that shit down. Y'all definitely could have stepped up because, like, what like, are we serious right now? And I've been in situations, felony stops. I've been in situations where there was a gun in the car, we didn't know, and we had to yank somebody. I've been in situations where you had to use force, and I understand, but that was not one of those situations. He wasn't being combative, and if you want to call talking combative, like, let's be real, man.
They never care. They never care again. They never care. This is what I was saying. I don't understand why black people, especially you living in America, still it shocks me. Why you being surprised by this sort of racism? Yes, it is sad. Trust me, I understand. It is
That was
not
the,
what you want.
that one other guy said. I sent a sister to the other guy said, "How can you be surprised?" And one black guy said, "What do you mean? How you guys surprised by this? Just over and over again." He said, "There's no
Exactly.
way you live in America and you're surprised." You're right, Joe.
Exactly. Because what are you talking about? Whole situation about the gun. There was not supposed to be use of force. How many videos have we seen black people complying? Like, still
Exactly.
obeying the
Exactly.
law,
When,
following
when,
the orders, but
when,
they're still
when
saying,
was when was he uncompliant, Joe? The guy was. When was it? And why should he got punched in the
all,
face twice?
all he said is call your supervisor. That's all he said. That's all he said. Call your
He said
supervisor.
he said call your supervisor. Exactly. See, but that was a threat. See, that was he was going against their power. And like I said, he won a lawsuit. Obviously, he's gonna get a lawsuit because everything they did was illegal. But they're not gonna get punished because he knows, like you said, if he wasn't compliant, they would have murdered his ass. They would. And that's why everybody's laughing. Like, I mean, asking the questions. When are you supposed to have your headlights on in the middle of the day, Joby? In the sun. Headlights are for at night when you turn your lights on. So that right there, that's a lie. What are you doing? Not driving with your headlights? What are you talking about? It's the daytime. But they want to say, what you doing driving while being a Negro? What are you
Exactly.
doing?
Where they always want to prove a point or to remind you which system you're living in.
That's right.
And
That's the trauma. Exactly, Joe. That's what it's supposed to do. Exactly right.
Go police for somebody. Go be a real police. Go do something.
Yeah.
Cause y'all like what
And
pisses me
he's
off is that
and he's a police
in
officer. That guy's a
in
police officer right there.
times like these, y'all double down. Instead of just being community police, y'all double down on bullshit.
You know what's going on,
Why would
dude.
you punch that man in the face? Not once, but twice.
You
Why
know
did he have
why.
to get slammed on the ground?
You know why.
And granted, bro, I've policed for way more dangerous cities than damn
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. I
Yeah,
promise you.
Jacksonville. Exactly. Jacksonville's not dangerous. Exactly. Just racist. To me, Jacksonville's
What?
not a dangerous city. That's why I went and got my ID redone. I went to get my driver's license redone. I didn't go to Pensacola. I went all the way to Jacksonville. I had Joe said, "Well, yes, I'm in the driver's office to get my license done. Damn it, I like it down there." But it's Duval County is one of the racist counties in Florida, known for that. Historically, for hundreds of years, that was one of the most racist parts of Florida, lynching black people, killing black people. So yeah, it has nothing to do with the city's not dangerous. It's racist. It's known as that.
It's the problem. It's disturbing because those black officers exuberated cowardness. Like y'all are cowards, bro. Y'all sat there and let
They
that
know
happen
they
to that
they
man.
they know that they know they cowards because they know they know
That's
if they would have
crazy.
did something they would have they know if they would have stopped it they would have been reprimanded and fired. So this would come into play. If I'm reprimanded, I lose my job. I might have a house, have kids. So it means I got bills to pay. I got a wife to take care of. My wife don't want to hear. Sadly, I'm gonna be honest. My wife don't want to hear I did the right thing. She's gonna say, How are we gonna pay the bills? They now fired you. We got house payments. We got car payments. We got health insurance. We gotta pay. Remember, the system also keeps you tied in because now you got to pay for things for your survival. Got groceries. We got, like I said, you got your school, your kids. I don't know what kind of activities your kids might be in. You got to pay for. You got to pay for your house, whether you're renting or owning. That's either your mortgage or your rent. That's got to be paid every month. They want to hear you like, you know what? I can't afford my rent. I was being good to this black guy. I stopped them and they fired me. Okay, and usually they find out you did something good. Like the most heinous cops, they can kill people, do what they do, and they'll get another job somewhere else, and maybe in Florida or in another state.
Same
But
system.
they
Same.
find, but they find out you did something good, trying to stop the system. You're not getting another police job nowhere. You're out of there. So them instead of being righteous, because the system he makes you not right. So he's like thinking, man, I gotta go along with these white people beating up this brother. I know it's wrong, but I got bills to pay, Joe. I got a car note, gotta pay for my car insurance, gotta pay for my car note, my house note, the light bill, the water bill. Hey, what am I gonna tell my wife that I was doing the right thing? Is that gonna fly?
It's crazy.
He didn't deserve none of that.
Of course not.
None of that. And I won't even speak against William. I'm speaking against y'all. Because what are we actually doing? You know what come with this badge? It's a lot that come with this badge, man.
They get the most
And
low
time and
life.
time,
Now he gonna be honest. He gonna say with the people, maybe you've been bullied. White men want this because they're scared of black men because we beat their ass, right? So this gives them now authority over black men. They can do what they want to do: punch them in the face, kill them, shoot them, because they can't do that to you in real life. And now that gives them authority. So that's what they wanted. So that's the sad fact. It's so it's an abuse of power, but that's why they pick these people to be police officers. They want like I said, they want the less educated. They don't want you educated. They want to make sure they do your psyche eval that you're partially almost retarded. Because these are just facts. You can go look this up. Because the dumber you are, the more you're going to follow authority. You're not going to question authority. You're just going to follow blindly when somebody tells you to do something. That's what they want. Go ahead, Jeremy.
time and time again, I see, witness people try to find their identity in this
Exactly.
badge. If you've never been in a position of leadership, never had power in your hands and been held to a standard before, you're gonna abuse this badge. So before you take your
Mhm.
ass over there to that police academy thinking that you want to be police because you need some sort of ego
Power.
boost,
Exactly what it is.
man,
Mhm.
bro, it ain't for you. This job is not for everybody.
That's exactly who it's for, and that's why
You've
those
never
are the
been in
ones
a
they
position
hire.
of leadership. Never.
He talking
All your
crazy
life.
because he know that's exactly who it's for, and that's exactly who they recruit. So you're
You
talking
can look
crazy
down
there.
on bully.
Exactly. Look down. That's right,
Whatever.
bully.
You decide to pick up this badge, and now that you got some sense of pride or
Power.
macho man in you, bro,
It's
leave it
power.
alone.
No, I'm there
Leave it
for that
alone.
reason. No, I'm not
There's a
leaving
lot of
nothing.
situations you can talk yourself out of. All you had to do is just explain to him what was going on.
He wasn't in
And
no
if he didn't want to
situation.
listen,
He
keep
didn't have no.
explaining.
You
Bro,
didn't have any situation. The man only stopped him because he had his headlights out. There was no situation there. There's no illegality. All he had to do was say, "Hey." And then they said, after they put him on, they found he had some problems. He said, "Okay, he had a tail light out. That's a ticket. That's a fine. You give him a ticket and send him along. And say, okay, here's your ticket. Good day, sir. Go get your tail light fixed. Go get your busted tail light fixed. You're supposed to get punched in the face and thrown to the ground and punched in the head for a broken tail light. You're supposed to get a fine. Say, sir, your tail light's broken. Take this ticket and pay Pay within, was it 30 days you're supposed to pay? Is it 30 or 40 days? In Florida, I think it's 30. I think in Florida they give you like 30 days. So within 30 days you pay the fine, and that's supposed to be it. But I think they also found out that when they start running, I think his license was suspended. So I think also, but see, that's still not an offense that you're gonna get punched in the head and all those crazy stuff. Because one time I was driving on suspended license, didn't know it, because I had a ticket on my license that didn't get paid. I didn't know they didn't pay it. My company said they were gonna pay it. They didn't pay it. So I got stopped. I remember I got stopped coming out of Miami. I was like maybe an hour north of Miami on one of the country roads, and the guy that beat me said he pulled me out because I didn't have my seatbelt on, and he pulled me over. I said, "Damn, what the hell he pulling me over?" I forgot I didn't have my. He said, "He like, why I pulled you over?" I said, "Nah, wait for more. You didn't have your seatbelt on." I said, "Oh yeah." So of course, automatically they gotta check your license. So he takes my license, take it back to his car, run to the computer. He said, your license is suspended." And right there, I was supposed to not be able to drive no more, but he didn't do all that. He said, "Listen here, your license suspended. I don't know why. It just tell me it's suspended. That you owe any tickets?" I said, "Tickets? I don't think I owe no tickets." He said they always get you got any because you guys know you don't pay your child support, they take your license. He said, "You got any child support?" He's not showing child. Nah, I ain't got no child support.
Wait,
I ain't got none of that.
if you're not paying
So
child support, they take your license?
yeah, Joby. What? Yes,
Damn.
Joby. You ain't
Wow.
gonna. Yeah, put us up, Joby. Go past that. Say
Wow.
put us. Yeah, Joby. Yeah, put us up, Joby. Say. Ask her say non-payment of child support allowed to take your license. That's every state in America now. Every state does that. I say non-payment of child support in America, they're allowed to take your license, suspend your license. They'll suspend your license. And that might be what you need to work on to make the money to pay the support. Now you can't
Wow.
even get back and forth to work.
Yeah,
Well,
in many jurisdictions, failure to pay court order child support can lead to suspension or denial of a driver's license. This is a common enforcement mechanism used to ensure. This is crazy, bro.
yeah, Joe is coming. What?
I'm really shocked because I'm just from seeing another crazy video on TikTok. This guy was
uh,
caught cheating. He's been married for 20 years and now
uh,
he has married another lady for over 5 years and they have kids together. And then
okay.
both of them are like, I'm going to divorce you and you're going to end up on a child support, you know?
Yeah.
So the guy now is looking all crazy, is messed up because both the women are telling him, "We're gonna put you on child support. This is going to court. We have evidence you've been cheating with multiple people. You can
Yeah,
now
they know.
put me on." This
They
is
know what
crazy.
child. They know what child support do, Joe. But you're done. You're done. You're done. You don't pay it, you're gonna get locked up. You're gonna lose your life. You're gonna lose your driver's license. You won't be allowed to drive. You'll be walking around looking crazy. You're gonna
Wow.
make it worse. And not only that, they can seize your bank account, Joe. They can go in your bank account, take your money. Um, they
That's why your
suspend
baby
your
mama, this is
also, huh?
that's why your baby mama takes the car now. It's hers now. You can use it.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
That
God.
that's right. That's right, Joby.
Wow, that is something we have learned today. That is crazy. Oh,
Oh, not even just that. So okay. Also, Joby said, put it up. Say non-payment of child support. What's the other? Say non-payment of. I lost my train. The non-payment of child support. What am I about to say? Um um. Okay. Say non-payment of child support. They take away your passport. You ain't even get out of the country. You ain't getting out of here. You
yeah,
ain't getting away.
I think you mentioned the passport.
That's right. That's right. Put up. Say non-payment of child support means they get to take away your passport. Think you
It
gonna
says
run back to that?
payment of child support can lead to the passport denial or revocation in the United. This is insane. And
Think you gonna run?
separated
You think you gonna
marriage.
get? You think you're gonna run to Nigeria, Kenya after you got some coochie? You're not.
Wow. This should
We
be.
lock we locking your black ass up.
I don't know if this should be introduced because this is what has killed the black community because men being oppressed and being put in this system. But this is
Of course.
good. Africa, this is why men can run away with different. They have 10 babies with different women out of nowhere, and you
Woo!
never
10
until
babies. Well, You will imagine, yo, but if you had 10 babies in America, child support, and come out, check, you might get $2 a month with your money. two
That should be
dollars.
my dad. That should be my dad right now. With all these kids he has, like,
Hey, he knew to have them babies in Africa because in America he wouldn't be able to afford to eat soup, no, let alone ugali. Ugali, no ugali for you, nigga.
oh my goodness, this is crazy. Shout out to Sonic Domo. He says I've been paying 32 years straight. Oh my God,
Whoa,
child support.
whoa, hold on, Sonic. Don't you paying for 32 years? How you still paying child support? What? How you? Your kids
That's a
have been grown, huh?
exactly 32 years. That's a grown up.
I know, but
That's
sometimes he must. Were you behind Sonic Dome and they messed you up? Because somebody messed you up, Joe. But the system is so corrupt, it's so wicked. So I told my kids, man, don't get. Hey, if you feel like you're gonna get involved with a woman, gonna mess you. Don't mess with no hood rats, man. You're gonna be messed up. Don't mess with no vindictive women. They gonna run straight to the child support office on your ass. Don't mess with a jealous woman, because if you leave her and you find another woman, as soon as you say I got another woman, say all right, you got another woman, I'm going to the court on your ass.
that seems like me.
All right, there you go. That's for you. Yeah, I'm going to court on your ass. Yeah.
Depends how you live. We live disrespectfully. I'm making you suffer. I'm gonna make you pay for that.
That what they gonna do. That what they do, Joe. So Sonic don't say you been paying for 32 years. You only supposed your kid. You're supposed to quit when your kid's 18.
Mm-hmm.
32 years you've been paying. What kind of magic child support? Hey, Sonic Dome, what state are you in? What state is your child support in? What state? I'm curious. Because and then Joby, and then check this out. Not only will you pay child support, if your kid's mother gets on welfare, you got to pay that too. And they get free money from the state. They get your money, Joby, and then they go apply for some more free money called welfare. You got to pay it.
Wow. For what?
Huh?
What am I
Put
paying
it,
for?
put
For
us up,
what?
Joby. Put us up, cause I said so. Put us up, Joby. Say, say. Do fathers have to pay back welfare for mothers of their children? Put it up. Say, in some states? I don't know if it's in every state. No, I think it's almost in every state. Say, do fathers have to pay back welfare for their baby's mothers? Now remember, you already paid the child support. Now this chick that went and got on welfare got more free money, but you gotta pay it back. You're like, what?
They're
What are you
saying that
talking about? Go ahead.
fathers may not directly pay back the mother's welfare benefits, but they can be legally obligated to pay child support to the mother, which can indirectly impact her welfare status. And the status may also pursue child support from the father to recoup welfare funds
See,
provided to
to
the
recoup it. You're paying. Yeah, you gotta pay it back. You gotta go get. If she gets welfare, that means they just contradict themselves. If you got, that means recoup. That means get the money from you. If she go gets welfare and gets money, Joe, she ain't gotta pay it back. They come to you.
This is crazy.
They
I'm
come
like,
to you. She laughing in your face. That's right. I'm gonna go get me some welfare on you, Joby. You think you slick? Think you gonna go get you another woman? I'm gonna give me some welfare, Joby, on you. And then you're gonna pay that back and my child support. You get that? think you gonna be chilling with another woman on me, Joby? You think you're gonna be slick?
oh,
I'll show you when you go to this other woman, you're gonna be broken poor. You ain't gonna be able to buy her nothing. All your money coming to me.
nah, I think I'm a little bit sympathetic. I'm a bit sympathetic. I'm not that cruel, like if this is someone I was just sleeping with the other day, why should I be this, crazy?
Hey, but that's
They're going
what they
to
do. All
like,
right, all right. You sleep me with the other day, and now you're paying me today. You sleep me with the other day, now you're paying me today, Joby. And if you don't pay it, I'm gonna have to take your passport, I'm gonna lock you up, and I'm gonna take away your driver's license. No driving for you. You can drive a bicycle down the street.
mhm.
That's what you drive.
Yeah, this is crazy. As we continue, we're gonna talk about, of course, since we're talking about the black brutality and how they don't want to leave black people alone. We've seen, of course, the
No.
drug warfare. Let me call it that way, literally, which did happen and destroyed most of the black community. There's still this movie. I never remember the name of that movie. It was really interesting, which was showcasing how they brought crack, into the black community and
You talking about movie? You talking about the movie we watched now called um that movie we watched? We said, "What's this right
yeah.
here? This is the new thing called crack." What's it?
Mhm.
What's that movie, guys? It's called. What's that movie? Damn. For the love of money. What's it called? Damn. I can't remember. Somebody tell me what the name of that movie with Wesley Snipes and oh boy when they had the cracks. Said, what's this right? This little thing's gonna make us rich. So,
I
yeah.
always remember that woman because she was crazy. Like,
New Jack City. That's a yeah. I used to be crime queen. Now you're a crack fiend. Yeah. New Jack City. That's the name of it. New Jack City. I used to be crime queen. Now look at you. You're a quack. Now you're the crack queen. Crack queen.
of course, the CIA was behind most of this,
Of
and
course.
confused.
They behind all of it, not most of it. They ones but yeah, they were these it's always to destroy us, yo. Yeah, they wasn't behind most stuff. I mean most they behind all of it. They put in the community
There was
to
there's a
destroy
video
us.
there's a video I was listening to during the weekend, which was talking about the same how they even refused to do investigations, because they knew they were the ones behind all this. They
Remember, Joby, we showed the number. Remember they did the investigations. The one guy figured found out what it was. He wrote a article and started investigating what happened to him. Remember, he got two bullets to the back of his head, and they told you he committed suicide. You can't shoot yourself twice, Joby, in the back of the head.
of course, but we shall expect more as we continue.
Numbers of poor people. We will see large numbers of poor people and specifically blacks going to jail and to prison, and
Of
they
course,
will not have a chance.
In
slave.
the early 1980s, the nation's slogan was clear: just say no.
Why they the ones?
Crack
Why
now
they the
has
ones?
spread to
Why they?
almost every American city.
Why they was the one doing
But
it?
what if I told you that there was more to the crack era than what the white mainstream news media let on?
Of
And that it
course.
went beyond Black and Latinx folks who simply needed to kick a
We're no
drug
black.
habit.
We're no black and
Today's
Latina.
baggage: how the war
Right.
on drugs ravaged Black America.
Yep.
Once
Destroyed
upon a
it.
time, in a not so far away and familiar place, the United States entered what became known as the crack era.
Crack
During
epidemic.
the early 1980s, a new drug somehow infiltrated low income Black and Brown communities, causing crime and
It's
chaos.
crazy because I was trying to look at this on a bigger and wider perspective. When you talk
Uh
about the
huh.
black community being completely destroyed, we're talking about music, culture,
The
um,
music, the drugs, exactly. It's every angle, every avenue to destroy you.
exactly, exactly.
It was called
crack cocaine. The problem is
Because
crack
remember,
cocaine. Crack
because
cocaine made
remember, Joby, at the same time they're doing this, the same time that they're bringing in the horrible music at the same time. So they merging all this debaucherous and drugs, and they're trying to destroy you as a people.
Hmm.
deny these black children a decent future.
well, it turns out that your uncle, who always talks about the man, was right. Well,
The white
sort of.
man.
While crack did absolutely ravage some Black and Brown communities, it wasn't that simple. The United States government and agents of the state were corrupt and had a hand in creating this dark time in
They're the ones who did
America's
it. They had a
history.
hand that they did it.
Misinformation about crack cocaine and its users flooded airwaves and proved to be just as dangerous as the
'Cause-
substance itself.
yeah, right.
Decades after the crack era
Hold
has
on, Joby. So then they say, well, black people are the ones committing these criminality with this crack cocaine. So we're going to pass laws to lock them up even longer. So now we get them in what, Joby? Slave labor. Remember we slave labor cats? So they don't
Exactly.
want to bring the drugs in, again, dialected. Solution is to make more laws to lock us up even longer and to make us slaves. See how crooked the system is? And then blame us blame us because nobody else knows that's the CIA doing at the time. Blame us for our own criminality. Look at these no good, dirty niggas on drugs. This, they did. The blackness, they just always messed up, Joby. These Africans always fucked up, Joby. They,
That's why.
they, they need to be locked up.
That's when they use their mainstream media, like you say, to promote.
Eh,
That's
Exactly.
now what we see now here. We're seeing the Black Americans are all about drugs. These people
Exactly. Now,
they're
see,
doing.
you don't know in Africa that the drugs came from the white man who put it in there to destroy us. You just seen movies about black people, black Americans on drugs or selling drugs or doing bad things. See, so you're not being sophisticated. You're like, hey, how these black people getting drugs? They don't got no planes. They don't got none of this stuff. How they getting drugs into America? All you see is the propaganda about some movie about black people doing drugs, selling drugs, being on drugs, and all drug shit. It had nothing to do with us. That's the white man brought that shit in there.
They made it simple at the same time too, because they
Of course.
them this agenda. It's an agenda also they're pushing to the other Black people, understanding
Exactly. Of course.
it is easy to capture the Black community,
The,
especially with the education we've been
the
given. So
mind. You're
the
right. The
moment
mind. That's right.
people are seeing this is what the American dream is also being sold. So what is the American dream? I want to get money, get the chains, bling bling,
Exactly.
smoke crack, life. Like I'm the big money syndrome here. I'm the big money.
Exactly. I'm living good.
Yeah.
Come and gone, its impact lives on. But before we fall any deeper into this rabbit hole, let's take it back to the beginning of this war on drugs, which is often dubbed
It's
America's
the war on
longest
black
war in
people.
history.
It's the war on black people.
The federal government first banned the recreational use of a substance, opium, in the early 1900s. Then came the Prohibition era, which focused on alcohol. Shortly after, the feds began to track and vilify people who struggled with addiction, especially if
Marijuana.
they were Black. Fast forward to
Yeah.
1971, when Richard Nixon declared
The
war.
war on
America's
drugs.
public enemy number one is drug abuse.
Two
Now,
presidents later, Ronald
no,
Reagan not only
pause it, Joe. Pause it. So we know through the secret documents that what he was saying is probably like Joe said, propaganda. So what he was saying subliminally, everybody knows it was the war on black people, and that's what they. Even though he says the war on drugs, in their own writings they wrote, yes, the war on these niggas. They come back from Vietnam. So at that time, that comes from the video when Joby shows the young black people say, if I see a man tells him I'm hungry and I ask for a piece of bread and doesn't give me, I knock him in the head. That's when they had all them radical young black kids. Like, we're not going to stand and be poor. We're not going to do that. So the answer to this is doing Nixon. They say, okay, we're going to criminalize these niggas. They trying to ask for rights and living standards. We're going to flood drugs in there. We're going to criminalize their ass. So the war on drugs was the war on black people because they didn't, like Joe said, the system is set to lock up black people, not white people. Because we know most drug addiction in America today is white people on meth. They don't go to prison. They say, oh, we need to give them treatment. Now, during the crack epidemic, they ain't talking about no treatment for nobody black. They lock them up for 10 and 20 years. Lock them up. Now for them, it's, you know what? We got to be kind to people with drug addiction. It's an illness now, Joe. It's a sickness. All right? It's an illness. See, with black people, it's crime. Lock them up. White people now got all the drugs, taking meth and opioids. Now it's now, Joby. It's an illness. It's an illness now. It's an illness.
Lord, they like playing victims of everything they are caused. This is crazy. They play victims of their own cause, literally everything.
That's right.
You start the problem and you want
And
to
exactly, but yeah, they start the problem. They know, and that's the residual effect of now affecting them. But they're not gonna lock themselves up for doing it, Joe. But they're white. I'm not gonna lock myself up because I messed up and started to hurt us, but I'm not gonna lock us up. You're locking your black ass up.
it's like somebody is telling you, remember, just say no.
Mm-hmm.
Just say no. Samuel, we're doing amazing. It's crazy, man. But To continue, we hear what this.
Worse for low-income communities.
Are menacing our society.
Though Reagan was the first president who promised to
make America great again.
Yeah.
but rather
yeah.
he made things worse for low-income communities.
Hey, he's racist
In
as
fact,
hell.
at the time, the poverty
Open
rate grew
racist.
faster in the first 3 years of Reagan's presidency than in any other time since the 1950s. Meanwhile, in another part of the world, the United States was funding an illegal war in Nicaragua, and drug smugglers were sending cocaine to the U.S. on U.S. planes. Somehow, the United States officials had no clue.
Have you guys ever seen that? You guys ever see that movie called American Me? We gonna play that movie. The Tom Cruise playing it, showing you what happened. They end up killing Barry Seal. How the CIA took him in, made him a pilot. He was moving on them drugs from Colombia and South America into America. And he had all that money, know what to do with it. He's like, oh my God. And then when he thought, because remember, Bill Clinton is involved, and at that time Bill Clinton was the president. He was the governor of Arkansas. That's where they were bringing the drugs in. And so the FBI didn't know what the CIA was doing. So the FBI caught him, thought he was caught him on drug smuggling. He said, hey man, y'all gonna have to let you boys gonna have to let me go. He said, we're not letting you go. We caught you with all these pounds of cocaine. You're going to prison forever. He said, nah, I'm not going to no damn prison. You're gonna get a phone call and you're gonna let me go. You won't let me go. Next, you know, so next, you know, Joby, go ahead. What you say, Joby?
I've watched that. I think I've watched that.
I'm gonna pull that up again. Pull up that scene. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay.
Actually loaded up the planes with cocaine, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or whether they just kind of turn their backs, right, and let the planes take off and go to the United States to land. The United States
they once did it.
That at the very least, that cocaine was being flown in and just ignored it.
Not just known that everyone's behind it. When is no they one's doing it. Go ahead, Joby.
Filmmaker, MacArthur genius, and director of Crack, Cocaine, Corruption, and Conspiracy. He says that this rampant poverty and international scandal, which caused cocaine to flood the United States, was the backdrop in which the crack era took off.
The crack era seemed to come out of nowhere, you know, somewhere in the early 80s, all of a sudden, you know, everywhere in Harlem, people would be out on the street selling and using crack. Not only in Harlem, I remember, you know, I was walking across 42nd Street.
I was making thousands of dollars on that shit, man. And it was, I'm gonna be honest, I am a grown man. I was making thousands of dollars from that shit as a teenager. Thousands of dollars from that shit. But I mean, I think the most I made one night was like $20,000 in a night. Shit was crazy. All right, shit was crazy. People all hooked up. But seeing the kind of the devastating effect it had, I was all messed up. I said, wow, I'm destroying my own people. You know, so I had a conflict of interest. I was only 16. I was like, this shit is devastating, man. And the funny part about it, one who told us how to cook it up was my friend's drug addict daddy. Right? So he shows how to do it. He said, man, let me get some of that crack. I said, what? God damn. Well, we were just all messed up. Criminality and debauchery, you know. I said, no, we can't get none of this crack, man. We got to sell this shit. What's wrong with you? I got to get something for helping y'all little Negroes, show you how to cook it up. You know, because crack ain't nothing but freebase, guys. So, I come from a clean-cut family. I ain't know about no drug addiction and smoking dope. And, you know, like I said, I don't even drink or smoke nothing.
Crack.
In his film, Nelson walks viewers through various phases of the crack epidemic.
At first, you know, we saw it in the African-American Latinx communities. Then, you know, we're like, oh my God, there's an epidemic. The politicians weren't talking about it. The media wasn't talking about it. The police were not stopping it. That's a big part of it.
Some dirty cops took money from drug dealers or they took drug money themselves.
What we steal? Money and drugs and guns, whatever was it.
And somehow this fact was left out of the media. Wonder why. And then there was a shift.
The wars.
Success story took a tragic turn this morning.
Maryland basketball star Len Bias died after overdosing on cocaine 2 days after he was drafted to the Boston Celtics.
Like a political wet dream, because now all politicians, Democrats, Republicans, everybody was talking about the scourge of crack and the evil dealers who are dealing crack. It was crazily overblown.
And from the era emerged some dangerous myths about Black people.
First of all, there was the crackhead, just had given up their lives to crack and, would do anything for crack.
The crackhead.
And there was crack mama. That was, basically Black
women. Yeah, crack babies.
This woman sold her baby for a crack.
What? Hold on. Wait, what? Sold your baby for crack?
Yeah, Joby. Yes, Joby. Yes. Yes, Joby.
Wow.
Equally damaging falsehood, the crack baby.
Despite all the warnings, a growing number of babies are being born already addicted to cocaine.
They'll spend the rest of their lives suffering for the lifestyle of their mothers.
What would you do about pregnant women who use drugs and pass those drugs onto their babies?
Media played a huge part in making the public feel that crack was really the real threat, and that treatment wasn't the answer, but jail.
And the federal government.
The father told you, for Black people, it's prison. Always, never treatment. Now we got a big epidemic. You don't see it none on TV at all of meth head white people. They're the drug addicts. They want. How about Trump said we gotta stop China from bringing in fentanyl and drugs because that's white people doing it. But they're not saying you hear Trump say we gotta lock all these white people up. But when Black people were caught on this cocaine, this crack, we now lock them up and make them slaves, because for us it's always about slave labor, destruction, never about trying to rebuild us as a human being like they do for them. It's always some wicked shit. Always. That's why I tell you, Black Americans we know this wicked European. You can't sell them to us.
Drugs was clear. Lock them up and throw away the key.
We're gonna come up with a new drug tomorrow. And we're going to go out there and do the same thing we're doing today. We ain't going to stop.
While chemically, powder cocaine, which was often used by white people, and crack cocaine, which was more accessible and believed to be used by Black people, are practically the same. If you're caught using or selling either drug, the law says otherwise.
We're different.
During the crack era, the sentencing disparity was
crazy. This is how openly racist because they know white people did the straight cocaine, not the crack. So if you did straight cocaine, Joe, you can hardly go to jail. If you did crack, you get 20 years.
Wow.
Always racism. That's what they're about to tell you right here. Always.
Was 100 to 1. So 5 grams of crack would land you with a 5-year mandatory minimum, but it would take 500 grams of cocaine to get the same sentence. Now, here's the kicker. Black people made up 82% of the folks convicted for federal crack and cocaine offenses, but only 30% of crack users. 62% of people convicted for crack offenses were low-level sellers or lookouts.
Today, the number of Americans incarcerated for drug offenses went from 40,900 in 1980 to 443,200 in 2018.
And they're all Black.
With over 2 million people locked up, which is a 500% increase over the last 40 years. 1 in 5 incarcerated people is locked up for a drug offense. And being convicted of a felony can impact your voting rights, access to loans, and ability to get a job, among other factors. To say that the war on drugs filled our prisons and changed the trajectory of hundreds of thousands of people's lives would not be inaccurate. And Nelson reminds us that the war on drugs also changed the way that we look at policing.
The war on drugs was part of the fuel for local police to become militarized. And that's what we saw, over and over again in Ferguson and with the George Floyd protests, cops with body armor, and looking like something out of Star Wars. So that becomes part of our lives now. And a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it started, with the crack epidemic.
Decades after the crack epidemic is said and done, do you think that the forces
that coalesced pause. And we still survive, guys. They tried to take us out with drugs, and Black people still survive. You had the crack cocaine epidemic. You had all this other shit, the music. And we're still, and I know, you know, these motherfuckers like, these motherfuckers are still here. God damn it.
Shocking. Let me share this one. We have this.
You're telling me the entire DARE program was a scam. I'm reading this book, Black AF History, y'all. It's going into detail about Ronald Reagan's presidency in the 1980s.
It was a scam.
TikTok shop, orange shopping cart. But basically, it talks about how, you know, organizations like the DARE program would go to kids' schools and basically they would bring these black boxes and they would actually have real rugs inside of them. And the program was basically made to show kids the results of using hard rugs and teaching them that, you know, things like WEED were gateway rugs, which is completely false. There's actually one part in the book here where it mentions how drop boxes were left in inner city neighborhoods. This was in the 1980s, November 4th, 1980. He talks about how, you know, his inauguration was just such a sad day for Black Americans and the effects it had on Black communities.
Because he was openly racist.
As a whole. And basically, these DARE programs.
And that's why Trump mirrored this up on Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was such an openly racist. Remember, when you get the Black Panthers doing the movie, when we had Joby show the movie and had the guns, the police. Remember, who was the governor of California then? Ronald Reagan. He was the governor then. When he made, it scared him so much that black people had guns, they changed the laws. Oh no, these Negroes going to fight the police and for justice. No way. No way. And so that propelled him, because he's racist then, he became the president of America. You know, openly racist, openly big. Remember me tell you about the fat black welfare queen. You know, they're the ones on welfare, but Reagan said, oh, these fat black ass bitches on welfare, they're a welfare queen. You're like, what? That's how openly racist. Reagan was in your face with his racism. I like that. At least I know I was a kid, but the black fat welfare queen trying to go get her what do you say? She's trying to go to the grocery market to get the supermarket to get her steaks. And you being white, you can't even afford a hot dog, and she's a welfare queen getting steaks. Like, what? You know, just making them all kind of lies, propaganda, but white people believe everything. You don't know good black bras and your steaks. I can't eat nothing but a hot dog. Go ahead, Joby. Go ahead.
Ended up in most children that were a part of these programs or had a class presentation of this program brought to their school, ending up using the rugs and have a higher statistical rate of using rugs than kids who never had this as a program in their school. There's just so much information.
She's saying drugs.
So interesting.
So she knows
and
this was psychological. Remember, and one black people take drugs because they wanted to put you in prison, slave labor. They just told you prison counts went up. So this fake, I told you, everything they do is always anti-you. So they got this movement they call DARE to try to keep you off drugs, but psychologically, if you're not sophisticated enough, it was to really try to tell you that drugs are good and then put your ass on drugs. So you come to later, you do some crime and lock your ass up. And we got some slave labor out your goofy ass. So everything they do is wicked. It's evil. Evil. Good job.
Show Snowfall, it just really shows you how these shows are based on true events and true stories, and what the government is not really telling you about history that happened in, you know, recent times. Like I said, the 1980s wasn't that long ago. And yeah, like there's just a lot of things that I didn't know and a lot of things I did know. I definitely recommend checking this book out for yourself and let me know what you guys think.
The crack epidemic didn't just happen. It was engineered. And yes, the CIA was behind it. In the 1980s, crack cocaine spread like wildfire through black neighborhoods across America. But what most people don't know is that the U.S. government had a direct hand in it. Journalist Gary Webb blew the lid off the
exactly. Gary Webb got shot. He got shot in the head.
His investigation exposed how CIA-backed Nicaraguan drug traffickers were allowed to sell cocaine in U.S. cities, specifically in black communities, and used the profits to fund CIA-supported rebels. And here's the kicker. The government knew and did nothing. Even when these traffickers were caught moving tons of cocaine, they weren't stopped. Why?
Now remember, pause it. Pause that. Remember, the cats with the hats control the CIA. They created the CIA. There's no president that can go against the CIA now. Remember, last one tried to do it, got a bullet in his head. So the CIA is going to do whatever they want to do, whatever puppet's in there. There's no puppet. That's why you got the CIA is behind Jeffrey Epstein, right? That's why you had Trump say, "Oh, there's no list. It doesn't exist. Nobody knows." If it doesn't exist, guys, why was Jeffrey Epstein in prison? If he wasn't doing child trafficking and raping children, what was he in prison for then? Huh? Why was he trying to supposedly commit suicide if he's innocent? How did he end up in prison then? See, they completely jumped the shark. They tell you, no, this all make-believe. He didn't do anything. And why was he in prison then? What are you talking about? Because that's the CIA saying you're not going to know nothing. Trump, you don't say shit, shut your mouth. Keep your mouth closed. Okay? That's what you see. You don't have a president. You have a puppet. There's no president runs America since you've been born. CIA does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. How it wants to do it. They were the ones behind them in the Mossad. We're behind them raping kids, stealing kids, mostly black children, raping them, doing all kind of heinous shit. And now you're told, well, there's nothing really happened. And you know it's a lie, but nothing you can do about it. Trump knows nothing they can do about it. Keep his mouth shut. Shut your filthy doo-doo mouth. Shut up. We'll bubblegum your ass for real, not the fake shit we gave you. So, CIA did this. You got an organization in America that just out of control. They can do anything it wants to do. Remember, CIA was one killing all the people in Africa. They're the ones you better believe the CIA is running around trying to kill even Torre right now. Right now. Every day. Go ahead, Joe.
We're funding a war the U.S. secretly backed. And to the CIA, that was more important than the lives being destroyed back home. When Gary Webb connected the dots and proved it, the media came for him. He was discredited, blackballed, and silenced. Years later, he was found dead with 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Suicide. In 1998, even the CIA's own Inspector General admitted that they were aware, and they let it happen. The U.S. government didn't just ignore the crack epidemic. They played a role in creating it.
They're the ones did it.
So you did not bring up 2 of my favorite things that America has done to, one, ourselves, and one, a country or a group of people that we bought the land they stood on, Costa Rica. So we gave them medicine that we knew would inevitably remove 1/3 of the entire population.
You're telling me the entire...
How they plant information to journalists.
He's your friend. I'm not seeing this guy like in ages.
Who's this guy? I haven't seen that moron in forever.
The entire...
How they plant information to journalists, even over to the American public.
Well, they say
that you now should be questioning how this whole world is set up by a bunch of lies. But what's most importantly was Africa and how they played there, stirring up strife in countries that, according to him, tens of thousands of lives were lost. Watch this video and I'll be back.
John, you were in Vietnam for the CIA, and as I understand, you were up country. What years were you there? 73 to 75, right after the troop evacuation, and I.
That's what all these embassies, Joe, we keep talking about. In every African country, full of CIA agents, spies. Go ahead.
You were CIA. 13 years. I was a field case officer. Served in Africa and Vietnam, and then eventually on a subcommittee of the National Security Council in Washington. You were in Angola, were you not? Well, I ran the Angolan covert action, but I ran it from Washington. These things are global, and as chief of the Angola task force, my office was in Washington.
So remember Angola, right? Pause this. Remember Angola. So Angola was fighting South Africa, that secret war. So I told you, they never stopped. So when Angola was becoming a military power, they went in to destabilize it and destroy it. Angola is no longer a military power. It's a bunch of corrupt Crap. This is bad as any other African nation because Angola was becoming a powerful nation. They had to stop that. Same what they did in Nigeria too. Go ahead, Joey.
March 1977, I left to testify to the Senate and go public and try to write a book, which I did.
I'll get into that a little later. I'd like to talk to you about how what kind of experiences one has when one leaves the CIA and begins to talk.
Well, we own all the media. Of course you do.
Let's talk about the function of the CIA. I think a lot of us have an impression that all the CIA does is gather intelligence. Intelligence is information, of course. Now, one would think that if you obtained information that was based upon fact, and if that is so, what did you do with it?
Well, one of the four principal functions of the CIA is to gather intelligence and ideally forward it to the president, the users of information, the policymakers, as you say.
That's a lie.
Other functions, however, some of them more legitimate than others.
They don't answer to the president. See what he says is a lie. They don't answer to no president. Okay, they made that clear in 1963 when they blew John F. Kennedy's head off. They don't answer to no president, and that's why you heard that that Democratic guy Schumer was telling, you don't want to have nothing to do with the intelligence community. They talking about they'll assassinate you. The CIA answers to nobody but the cats. They're put there. They were created by the cats to serve the cats and to make sure all their business interests are done by the cats, for the cats, because of the cats. That's who they serve. They serve no American president, and everybody knows that. Do what they want to do. Go ahead, Joe.
Action that's written and talked about so much, like what's happening in Nicaragua today from Honduras. Another thing is to disseminate propaganda to influence people's
of course.
minds.
Propaganda, the mind control.
A major function of the CIA.
Of course.
And unfortunately, of course, it overlaps into the gathering of information. You have contact with a journalist. You will give him true stories. You'll get information from him. You'll also give him false stories.
Did you buy his confidence with true stories?
You buy his confidence and set him up. We've seen this happen recently with Jack Anderson, for example, who has his intelligence sources, and he has also admitted that he's been set up by them. Every fifth story just simply being false. You also work on their human vulnerabilities to recruit them in a classic sense, make them your agent so that you can control what they do, so you don't
exactly. Sort of this means this is the Jeffrey Epstein shit, where you got them having sex with little kids, got their penises in somebody's little butt. So so this is what he's talking about. These are honeypots and all the other shit they do, the wicked shit they do to compromise people, have them now be your puppets, and all kind of wicked tapes on your ass. You do what you're told to do. I'm gonna show you got this. See this picture? It'll say you got your penis in this goddamn 5-month-old baby's mouth, and that's what they doing for real, for real. Go ahead.
By putting one over on them, so you can say, "Here, plant this one next Tuesday."
Can you do this with responsible reporters?
Yes, the Church Committee brought it out in 1975, and then Woodward and Bernstein put an article in Rolling Stone a couple of years later. 400 journalists cooperating with the CIA, including some of the biggest names in the business, to consciously introduce the stories into the press.
Well, give me a concrete example of how you use the press this way, how a false story is planted.
Remember, this is 50 years ago, right here. So this is 50 years ago almost. They own all the media now on the globe. They don't got to do all this. They bought up all the media now, so they don't got to put their agents. All these people are already agents. You'll read this script. If you don't, you're gone. Get your ass out of here. You're fired. So all around the world, they own all the media. So they paint all these fake narratives, got you believing lies, got you angry about stuff. Everybody, the South Africans are crazy right now. That's the whole thing about hating other Africans. That's the CIA. I knew it was. I knew that was them. Because the Africans are sad enough or stupid. They're unsophisticated. So they got them hating other Africans. They don't know that's from a white person because they're going to slowly take back over South Africa. That's the plan. Slowly take it back over. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, for example, in my war, the Angola war that I helped to manage, 1/3 of my staff was propaganda. Ironically, it's called covert action inside the CIA. Outside, that means the violent part. I had propagandists all over the world, principally in London, Kinshasa, and Zambia. We would take stories which we would write and put them in the Zambia Times, and then pull them out and send them to a journalist on our payroll in Europe. But his cover story, you see, would be that he'd gotten them from his stringer in Lusaka, who had gotten them from the Zambia Times. We had the complicity of the government of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda, if you will, to put these false stories into his newspapers. But after that point,
So pause, Joe. You guys know what he said? When he says we got the complicity of their puppet, that means, hey, we told the puppet we're gonna make these lies. He said, okay, nothing I can do about it. He's being complicit. He's allowing it to happen. That's what you see in Nairobi, in Kenya, and Nigeria, all the lies and all the papers. Because the puppet's told we're gonna put these lies up in there so the people's minds will be fucked up with mind control, and that's just how it's gonna work. You got that? I got it, boss. I got it. Go ahead, Joe.
Reuters and AFP, the management was not witting of it. Now, our contact man in Europe was, and we pumped just.
Man, that's a lie. Pause that. We know the AP and Reuters is owned by the Rothschilds, who created this fake organization called the CIA. So we know it's a lie. We know the cats own Reuters and AP. So he's being a lie. You know that thing that you guys didn't know that when he was giving this interview back in the 70s. Reuters and AP was bought by the Rothschild family back in the 1800s. Now they do shell games and pretend like they don't own it. They own it. They try to make different fake organizations. Oh, we don't own it no more. So this person owns. They own it. They own the AP and Reuters that controls all news globally. So we know they own it, coming out of England. Okay, so he's lying. Oh, we got past the Reuters and the Associated Press a lot. Same people that created the CIA. You had to get around nothing. Go ahead.
Cuban atrocities, Cuban rapists. In one case, we had the Cuban rapists caught and tried by the Ovimbundu maidens who had been their victims, and then we ran photographs that made almost every newspaper in the country of the Cubans being executed by the Ovimbundu women who supposedly had been their victims.
These were fake photos?
Oh, absolutely. We didn't know of one single atrocity committed by the Cubans. It was pure, raw, false propaganda to create an illusion of communists, eating babies for breakfast and that sort of totally false propaganda.
John, was this sort of thing practiced in Vietnam?
Oh, endlessly. A massive propaganda effort in Vietnam in the 50s and in the 60s, including the 1,000 books that were published, several hundred in English that were also propaganda books, sponsored by the CIA. Give some money to a writer, write this book for us, write anything you want, but on these matters, make sure, you have this line.
Writers in this country,
sure.
Books sold and distributed in this country?
Sure, yeah. English language books, meaning an American audience as a target, on the subject of Vietnam and the history of Vietnam and the history of Marxism and supporting the domino theory, etc.
CIA flatly deny, they've admitted that there is some propaganda efforts, but their position is that those are all outside the United States, not in the United States. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. While we were running this Angolan operation, and pumping these stories into the world and U.S. press, exactly that time, Bill Colby, the CIA director, was testifying to Congress, assuring them that we were extremely careful to make sure that none of our propaganda spilled back into the United States. And the very days that he was giving this false testimony, we were planting stories in the Washington Post. By that,
what do you think? Let me say this in closing. Everything is a lie, yet everything is the truth. What do you believe now when you know that there are journalists?
He's always too late.
Putting information out.
I don't like him because he's a moron. Yeah, he's a moron. That's why he allows numbers to go up. He's not straight. He's a moron. He's an idiot. And I say that respectfully. He's an idiot. He is an idiot. Sad. I'm call a spade a spade. Sorry, he's an idiot. So they haven't planted any stories in the Washington Post. Washington Post is CIA. New York Times is CIA. They're not planting any stories. They own the magazines. They own the newspapers. They own the CNNs. They own the Fox Newses. They own the Al Jazeera. They own it. So they're not planting any stories. That's the lot. That's him giving you propaganda. Is that these independent companies and they got to go secretly to talk to journalists? Say, hey, you're gonna do our bidding. No, they own them. They own them. That's why when you go ask who's the ownership of all these companies, they're what? Cats with hats. All of them. They won't allow you to own no media in France, in England, in America, in Canada, in Spain, in Germany, unless you're a cat with a fucking hat. Get it? And that's a fact. So they're not planning stories. They own them. They own the people that own the story. Why you get the same narrative all the time? You know, if you had independent news, the narratives would at least be changed. You're like, God damn, it's gotta be some difference. Because me and Joby don't agree on everything. She would have her view and I have my view. She would write what she wrote and I write what I write. That's how human nature is. Everybody can't always agree, but you find every newspaper, every damn television saying the same thing. That's called propaganda. And so that's trying to shape your mind and giving you a narrative to have you believe their version of the story. Okay? But now people are wise enough to say, oh man, it's propaganda. Get out of here with this shit. So that's what they're mad about. Everybody want to stop you from free speech and stop you from having social media posts and all that. And remember, they also own all the social media. You get to talking what you're saying, oh, your channel's taken down. Oh, you know, explain to me how we used to get 4,000 or 5,000 people on a Twitter show. I mean, 4,000 or 5,000 people. Next you know, the whole Twitter account is just gone, taken down. We was getting that for like a month. 4,000 or 5,000 people every day. And then I'm saying, oh, we don't know where your Twitter account got hacked. We can't get it. You can't get it. And we know it's a lie. You know it's a lie because they were still charging, you know, because Twitter's got like a blue check mark, right? You got to pay for that. So I was paying $15 a month to say that we were verified by Twitter. We were the real Black Eye Fire Network. They were still charging me to my damn email, but they said they didn't know who I was and who was my email. But they were charging me for the check mark every month after they took down the channel. Like, this is crazy. Because you know anything, any real journalism, they come. That's why we got every channel, right? And when it came to go to Africa, it was black. They don't know who we are. Our TV channels are everywhere around the world. You go on every channel, whether you're in England, America. But for some strange reason, you go to Africa, which they try to make sure they stay stupid, it's blacked out. It's blacked out. Black Eye Fire Network is black, huh, Joby?
That's true. Yeah, it doesn't
It's blacked out. And amazing, all in Africa is blacked out. So they know when you're dealing with information, you're going to be blocked. All that's it. You can't allow the truth, especially in Africa. Africa is the prize. So I don't need these moronic Negroes waking up and knowing shit. No, get out of here. You're going to say Jesus is king. He walked on water, and Mary was his mama, and I don't know what happened. Okay? Or you're going to say Allah. You say Allah went and jumped in a lake and had 100 kids and Muhammad met him. That's what you're going to get.
Good. But let me go to the comments very
quickly.
Good, I see Emil says, I'm sorry, you guys, I have a flu, so I'm slow.
It's okay.
Guys. I see Emil says, when I first...
You sound pretty good for the flu. It must be pretty mild. You must be fighting it good. Usually when you get the flu, boy, you be looking bad. You're doing pretty good.
I'm trying. I've just been taking some natural remedies to calm it down. But I see
must be working.
Yeah, when I first joined the Navy, I already told my shipmates I will not unalive no Somali pirates. Also
Oh,
said they seize control of my ship, I'll just surrender to them. And if they seize my ship, they seize the ship. It also says they commit piracy for a reason because it is their only way to make ends meet. So
make money.
by
Well,
I
yeah,
will
we know.
just their
We know
commissions.
that. We know that. We understand that. Email, but you still gotta protect your life. Shit. We understand. You still gotta. If they try to shoot you in the head, you gotta knock them. You gotta knock them in the head and get their ass out off the boat. Damn that shit, man. We understand why they do it, but that ain't your fault. You ain't got to do with the system. You gotta fight for your life. Somali pirate or not, I'm not gonna Somali. I'm not gonna support a Somali pirate in the mouth. Get your ass out of here. You ain't killing me because you ain't got no fish. I ain't the one messed up your fish. Get on out of here.
Samuel says the audacity of blacks to be wanting to be a decent standard. Let me read. Oh, the audacity of blacks to be wanting to have a decent standard of living. That's what I think he meant.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. The audacity of us not wanting to be impoverished, stupid. Exactly. That's what, and that's how they feel. Exactly right. Exactly right. How they feel globally. The audacity of these Negroes that don't want. You're supposed to be impoverished and bummy. How dare you, Joby?
uh,
How dare
Emil,
Joby live in a nice bed, got a 2 bedroom house, and looking at all kind of niggas? How dare you, you rotten black broad?
mhm. Well, I deserve it. I deserve it. Emil says there's a lot of crackhead white people in Hampton Roads. I encounter them a lot asking for money, but I don't give them money. I give them homeless. I give the homeless blacks money instead.
Oh,
Also,
you know they're wicked. They might not be wicked until you talk to them. And you can't just judge everybody and say they're wicked.
well, maybe he knows better. John Mosquito Karibu,
Yeah.
Patience Radius Karibu says, Kit, I noticed that none of the FBAs mentioned that the small hearts participating in our oppression. Of course.
They never mention it. They never mention cash. They never. Let me send this video. Let me send this funny video to Joby, real quick. It's funny video to Joby. This is how crazy and insane these people. Let me send this funny video to Joby.
They weren't. You don't expect them to expose the people
No, they
behind the
never
truth.
mention it. Like they don't exist. Exactly, Joe. Like they know because I know they all phony. They know exactly. They act like
Yeah.
they don't even exist.
Also, see, he says, I started to see there are plants in the black community. I also see, he says, I always mention Zionists in the comment section, and they don't say nothing about the Zionists. Tariq
No,
is a is a bought and paid for a plant.
and you know it. You know it. You don't mention nothing about it. Like remember when we get to talk, we like, who you be talking about? What you be saying? Who that be? And I tell him you're babbling. I got to hang up on you, man. You're babbling. They say, Tariq, what about the Jays? What's going on with the Jays and how they? Who's that? Who's that? I don't know who that is, bruh. You're babbling, man. I gotta let you go.
That's what
You babbling, Joby. I gotta let you go.
that's what it says. Emil says that's why they're relentless in trying to ban TikTok. So many lies, truths, and secrets getting exposed there. And also, CK Williams says most of the YouTubers don't talk about the Zionists are trying to undermine us. Of course, I also see Emil says my Ghanaian friend wholeheartedly believes Noah's Ark really happened.
Of
Come
course
on.
he does. He's a Ghanaian friend. He's an African moron. Hey, you know you can do about that. Good luck seeing this video of Joby. This was funny. This was, you got because you got these pretendians. I think he took down that post on TikTok, right? He was he's an old Negro. Oh my God, about 55 plus. Yeah. Hey, have you ever seen an African with an afro and a beard? They don't have afros and beards. And I was like, what? The term afro means African. Afro. Are you? And so he was getting so torn up on his comments. Let me sense the Joby. Boom. He was getting so. Hey, Joby, play that one. Yeah, he was getting so torn up on his comments says he took it down. The word Afro means African, stupid. He said, "You ever see how Africans can't grow an Afro?" That's why you got. That's what he said, Joey. These are morons. He said they been saying, "Hey, we think they call Afro Latinos, Afro Colombians, Afro Jamaicans. Afro means African." He said, "You ever see these Africans? They can't grow a beard, Joey, or grow an Afro." That's what he said for real, Joey. Look this up real quick, Joe. Joe, look this up real quick. So let's go to TikTok. So we can find say black man says. He might, because I know everybody got response videos, but see, put us up. So it can say, go to it. Say, black man says Africans can't grow afro or beards. He's an old moron. And you know this whole FBA moron movement's full of morons. That's on purpose. They're all uneducated, full of this xenophobic hate, but they're all stupid. It's a movement full of idiots. It's crazy.
How do you sit down with such kind of people and start having a conversation?
They all on TikTok. It's a sub, Joe. They on, that's it. That's exactly about that. They on TikTok, Joby. Everything on TikTok, all these lies of these morons saying they're Indians and not black, and because they're all uneducated, they're all stupid. So you can pray. As I know, this is a CIA movement. You can pray on the dumb, Joby. Just like you heard the guy said, we go to Africa, we plant propaganda. This is what you're seeing happen on TikTok. This is propaganda, Joby, and these morons are all falling for it. That's how it works, because it's to cause division amongst African people coming together and gaining what? Power. If African people unite, they gain power, Joby. So that's why you put this crazy shit out here and keep it on a loop. Go ahead.
Listen up. Have you ever seen an African from Africa over there with an afro and a beard?
He's somebody's granddaddy, Joby.
No, you haven't. You know why? Because we're not from Africa. You know what I'm saying? We're not from Africa. Their hair don't grow like ours.
What?
They don't grow beards. They don't.
What type of this?
Joby, that's somebody's granddaddy, Joby.
Should be bubble gummed in the head and send somebody. What type of thinking is this? Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
That's the FBA, Joby. It's the moron. You probably go to see some of the response and say, you probably pull up some of the response videos. It's funny. It's called Joby. It's called Afro. That means that's abbreviation for African. You never seen him with an Afro, moron. It's in the very words you're saying.
Okay, Indian. Okay, Indian with the white beards.
Yeah, that's what I sent you, Joe. The next the one I sent you is about them being in it. Put that up. Put that one I sent you up there. Put that one I sent you. It's funny.
You know what?
And now,
come to think of it, I think he's really right.
What?
Yeah.
I've never seen any African.
No, he's joking, man.
In my life before.
He's showing us with Afro.
I want to know.
He's showing us with Afro and beard.
I've never seen any African with Afro on their head before.
See, that's what he's showing, because he's got an Afro and a beard.
Have you seen any African growing beard before?
He got locks.
Any grandfather or any,
so you get it from an Afro.
Uncle with
that's why he's been funny.
They probably went for implants. Don't know. They paid thousands of dollars. I mean, I don't see any hair on this man's head, but then, yeah,
exactly.
I know what Afro looks like.
Exactly. He's the one that don't got an Afro.
As you guys don't know, the whole Africa came from America. The ones who stayed behind in America, they became the African American.
You get it?
And we that we came to Africa, we became Africans.
Look at my face.
And for the skin, it's just a coincidence. We don't even have a skin like them.
He's making fun of him, Joe.
This is crazy.
He's called him Uncle Ruckus for like you make him Uncle Ruckus like from was that Boondocks, like that guy, Boondocks guy.
This is crazy, and these are the same people who make us be called morons by the rest of the world.
Exactly.
That. What type of reasoning is that? This is crazy. Let me shut this.
Here you go. The one that
it's right here.
There you go.
Nah, you got to.
I'm an Indian. I'm an Indian.
And Africans can't even grow beards.
Wow.
I have a beard. I'm from Ghana. Back to you, Deshaun.
Agree.
Old paintings with dark people in it. That's all the evidence I need to post on my TikTok.
You show how stupid they are.
I'm a scholar. Sources?
I don't need sources.
I am the source.
The source.
Man, everything y'all use that doesn't confirm my idea of me being Indian is white sources.
Wow.
Prove me wrong.
Hell yeah, I'm an Indian. Look at my cheekbones.
They're all crazy, Joe.
Let me put my camera on.
Y'all look black to you.
Do I look like a black to you?
Yeah, you do.
I'm American Indian, and no, I don't have no evidence to show you.
No evidence. Exactly.
I'm not American Indian.
I don't got no evidence to show you. They're all American Indians. They're making fun. These people are retarded.
This here is my birthright.
Okay.
That is so crazy. Oh my God. It's sad.
That's how propaganda works, Joe, when you're dealing with a group of ignorant people. You can make them believe anything. It's just how mind control works, Joe. It's insidious.
It is sad. But I see Emily says they also believe that the US is the promised land.
Yeah.
Because
They said it had nothing to do with Africa. They said, yeah, America is Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, the moron say, I walked through the Grand Canyon and it takes me to Africa to Egypt. Like, what? What are you talking about? It's the most crazy. I mean, these are the most moronic people online saying crazy shit and they believe all of it. It is, you like Americans now make us look worse than the South Africans, just so fucked up in the head. You make us look even more xenophobic but crazy. You got crazy conspiracy theories. Your Indians, your Africans can't grow beards.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But I also see Jones who says TikTok is just hilarious. I've been there listening to goofy Africans, Black Americans arguing over stupidness. It is crazy. And I also see
crazy stuff, General Mosquito. I'm like, this is, and you know it's a psyop because it takes you down crazy town. You're like, they have whole 3-hour sessions on TikTok. Every other damn thing you scroll is alive with some African American talking about Chris. I'm not an African. You Africans, you want to take my reparations and you try to be me and I don't want to be no African. I'm not no African. Like, what? This is craziness. What are you talking about? They got no historical reference about anything. They don't know anything. It's like, it's a bunch of retarded people having a lie. And it's on my time, I swear to God, it's every other time I scroll, it's another lie. A different lie. You know, these Africans, man, I don't want to be, I'm an Indian. My people been here. I'm an Indian. Okay, what proof do you have? I don't know. I'm an Indian, no. Okay, but how? Because I'm an Indian.
Is angry at foundational Black Americans because they know what we're capable of. Here we have great materials, we can manufacture, we can do all that. We have resources in abundance where
we don't have resources in abundance and we don't manufacture shit. What are you talking about? See, this crazy town.
is in Africa, they don't have advanced materials and their manufacturing industry is underdeveloped compared to all other nations.
Yeah, but they got all yes, their manufacturing is undeveloped, but they the ones got all the resources, dummy. They're the ones with the resources, yes. Is their manufacturing undeveloped? That's on purpose, but all they gotta do is build manufacturing plants. They the ones got the resources though, you moron. Go ahead, Joe. Keep going. Exactly. Keep going. I want to see some of these things. These are funny. Go ahead.
With that said, Yes, they are trying to destiny swap, and they're going about it in a traditional manner.
Trying to destiny swap.
I need to get out. These niggas are over there about to buy their groceries from China, bro. China said, "This is how much we have."
Yeah, see, it's making African Americans look stupid as hell. He's a moron.
That they're trying to partake in. They're making sure that they're prideful about it. Sit back,
See,
learn.
this is a moron. She only loves. This is a moron. She is. This is a moron. And I say respectfully. I'm saying respectfully, but anybody got an internet and the phone now can just say something. This is a moron. I mean, an unadulterated moron. And these motherfuckers are making all black Americans look crazy and stupid because they think this is a small fringe group. It's not big. Nobody knows these people outside the internet. But the CIA, I know this is a psyop. They're being pushed out there. And all people around the world thinking this is black America. This is not. This is not us. This moron doesn't speak for us. There's a small group of morons who are now boosting up because they want to push it out. That's how you know this is some CIA shit. If it was real, they would tap it down. They want this division out there. And you run across this crazy, like, what are you talking about? It's like, man, the information they do is so bad, it gives you a headache. They're like, and she's like, yeah, and this what happens is we have real manufacturing. We don't manufacture shit, lady. Our manufacturing was destroyed, taken to China. Well, you don't know that. 30 years ago. What are you talking about? We don't have the skills to manufacture anything. We don't have the capacity. But that's how stupid they are. And to me, it's almost like right-wing racist talk they've now taken on. We're Americans. We're not even black Americans. We're just Americans. Well, was that guy just got punched in the face? Was he an American? And Jacksonville just got punched in the face and beat up. Is he an American? He get treated like an American? What are you talking about? See, that's why this is dangerous. And this is going to be my show. I'm thinking I'll make it on Friday, but Saturday. This is going to be the show. Calling out Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, Professor Fletcher. This is going to be the show right here. I'm already putting it all together, but I'm out. Wait, I'm putting it all together. This is going to be the show. I'm going to do some cooking. I'm be on TikTok too. Let all these morons come in because it's back-breaking time. You can't destroy my image with you morons. There's a bunch of idiots all online talking crazy. Talking like, what is this? Some shit. I know when I'm being psyoped. This ain't organic. And all these morons are now just spewing this out there all in everybody's timeline, talking crazy, causing division because they're stupid. The African didn't know, and black American, we did, and we Indians. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. What? Okay, this is fucking crazy. He's talking about manufacturing. America doesn't make anything, lady. We don't have any manufacturing plants. That's why everything we got comes from China. We couldn't keep the tariffs on them, lady. I don't know about because you're stupid. Why they pushing your content out there? You are an idiot. Why you on here? You're a moron. And they want that out there to cause division, right? You see, they know their empire is collapsing, and Africa's going to be the future. So we got to create this division. And let me say, and I'm about to teach you more. I was going to save it for Saturday. I'm going to tell you right now, though, morons. You say the Africans tried to steal my reparations. First of all, you didn't even read the damn article. Your comprehension is messed up. Okay. I'm going to have Joey put up the article tomorrow. The article was saying that Africa wanted you to come back and invest in Africa and be part of Africa so you wasn't left out. They want to try to steal your reparations. I don't know how you morons read that. They said, yes, you got this much buying power. Okay, focus it and come back to Africa and build something real which you will own. Take the $1.8 trillion and we're going to make it easy for you morons to invest in Africa. We're not stealing your wealth. We're trying to build it up for you more. But you got all the Tariqs and the fake, phony black people telling you, because you know you're stupid, you don't read an article, you have no comprehension, and you're saying, Africa's trying to steal my reparations. They're not trying to see your reparations. They say, yes, you have $1.8 trillion in buying power. So you're the richest Africans on the planet. So we're going to allow you to come back and invest in Africa because it's going to benefit you and us. It's bothly beneficial. It's called unity. Okay? We want you to benefit and us to benefit, not stealing nothing from you. And also, let me give you some history none of y'all probably even know. Let me help you morons out. Say the African Trust Stream. And I don't think you know this. I'm gonna prove this to you. It's Saturday. I'm not gonna be on. I don't think I'm making it on Friday. So I'm gonna be before you guys rip me to shit. Saturday I will be on. The Nigerian president, morons. I'm gonna teach you this history. You go look this up. I'm breaking your back. I'm gonna break your motherfucking back. Bust your head open to the white meat. The Nigerian president, years ago, came over to America and said he was going to fight for black people's reparations here in America. He's going to fight the U.S. government for reparations here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he met with that con man, Louis Farrakhan. But that's neither here nor there. He came to America that said that Nigeria was going to fight for black America's reparations. Not they were going to take it, they were going to fight the American government for their cousins who have been treated wrongly and needed reparations because that was just. So black unity is that. So what they do? They unalived his ass. He was murdered. You go look this up. I'm gonna give it to you Saturday, you fake FBAs. You're getting this work. And then his predecessor, I forgot that he didn't become president because they murdered him too. But there's a famous speech. I'm gonna have Joe look up this tomorrow because I'm gonna mention Saturday of the other Nigerian they murdered. He was at Boston College giving a speech about we need to make African Americans whole for the thing that's been done to them on the continent of being sold into this wicked slavery. Because like I said, everybody come from Nigeria. We came from Kenya, Mozambique, Angola, Congo, Nigeria, Gabon, Cameroon, Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, Senegal. Those are your major countries that we were taken from slavery. Okay. Well, he said we're gonna. So I forgot. You know, I don't know I can't get them Nigerian names off the top of my head. So, but he was a gentleman, and they murdered him. We're talking about this was years ago. Talking about black Americans deserve reparation. We're going to fight for that if I become the president of Nigeria. So that's been scrapped. So I told you, any kind of black unity, they don't care. But that they understand that that's power. That's why they do everything to make sure you separate it. And that's why you see this psyop right here now with this moron up here talking crazy. Black people in Africa don't got no beers and we can manufacture. We got better manufacturing in Africa. We got all the minerals. We don't got no minerals, moron. Why do you think they just signed a deal with Congo with Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos to be in the Congo to get the minerals? You moron. You don't know any of this because you're stupid. You're woefully ignorant. You're a moron. But that's the problem with the internet. They can put out psyops and they'll get you to start talking stupid shit because they know you're an idiot. Almost like they got like a 5th grade education. You're an idiot. We got all the minerals and stuff. This is the real promised land in America. We got all the minerals. We don't get all the minerals. If we did, we would never be in Africa at all. Stupid. Why we're there? Because Africa's mineral rich. It funds the rest of the world. It builds the rest of the world. You morons and see guys so much anti-African hate. The minerals are in Africa, whether you like it or not. Whether you're not African or not. That's just a fact. They're not in America. If they're here, they wouldn't be committing coups in Africa. They wouldn't have killed Patrice Lumumba. They wouldn't have had to kill Thomas Sankara. And we know this all the CIA that did this. They wouldn't have to kill Samora Machel. They wouldn't have to kill the leader Guinea. I forgot his name. All these people they murdered. The CIA murdered all these people. They wouldn't have had to do it if they wasn't there trying to get the minerals, you moron. If they was in America, they would stay down here just mining shit here. Shit's absolutely crazy. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay, let me see if I can share another one.
Yeah,
And I've already researched you guys, and I've also written papers, and I was very much so accurate. I've already assessed your entire country.
See, understand she can't. She don't even know good English. I've already assessed her. I've always so smart. Always so raise your country. She can't even put a grammatically correct sentence together. This is an idiot. I've always that lady's an idiot. Go ahead, Joe.
Some brothers in Africa to hand my sister a map. She said, Africa, yo, she said she wrote papers on that Africa is a country. Please, I beg, can someone hand my sister a map? Hey, God, listen.
Exactly.
I will come back tomorrow with the commentary, please. I need break. I'll 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 come back tomorrow.
Africans sure got a lot to say about American blacks. Bet. Africans don't dislike black Americans because we lost our culture. It's because deep down, y'all jealous. Y'all jealous that we the cultural engine. We created the music, the fashion, the slang that influences the whole world, buddy. Y'all really hate it didn't come from y'all, huh? Y'all bought the lie that we was just descendants of slaves, knowing it wasn't true. Because real talk, our people was already here, bucko.
See, now they went supposed. See them more. See, I told you. See, now they're not. Okay, we know we created all that music. But no one's upset about that. Now you're trying to say, okay, you already here. And why you worry about Africans say anyway? You're not part of that lineage, right? So you always so these morons are now trying to tell me that we were not enslaved. And slavery didn't exist. That's how far these morons are going. Now they're disrespecting my ancestors, who we know these stories of slavery and what happened to us as a people. Now we got these idiots just saying crazy shit. We were already here. We had no slavery. We were the indigenous Indians. But like I told you, he has no cultural continuation. Every time you ask, okay, what was the language? Since you didn't even come from Africa, what were your languages speaking? They can't never give me no damn language. Not a little bit. What were your Indian languages? Nothing. Okay, what were your foods you were eating? So this was your culture. You were here. So no matter if they enslaved you, you were still, since you already on this land, you would have your same damn dishes. Because they enslaved you, that wouldn't change your eating habits. Because your shit was here. So what are your Indian dishes that we eat as black Americans? Where's your cultural continuation at? Now ask a motherfucker what that means. What the cultural continuation? That means, moron, no matter whether you was taken or where you at, your culture will still continue through you. It might be a little bit bastardized or a little bit taken, but it will still continue through you. So we see, as Joby showed you, our continuation from jambalaya, from Jollof to jambalaya. We know it's a continuation of the culture, but change. But we know that's cultural continuation. We know okra came from Africa. Didn't come from no Indian. Okra came from Africa. So we know we eat, I don't eat the shit, but we know that's a big thing in black America, that they eat okra, right? We know that. So where's your cultural continuation? And like the video where they laughing, they ask you, where's your sources? You Negroes can never give no sources. Where's your cultural continuation? And like I told you about the damn I always get my thing mixed up again. Damn, what's those things called again? I was missing the not TP, with the totem pole, the totems. The totems came from Africa, morons. That you see in America? Totems. They came from Africa. Totems. Of course, that's about Africans thousands of years ago. We've been okay, but yeah, it's still African. Totems is African. These are facts. But you morons don't know none of that. You don't know none of that. You can't give me nothing historical. Just make up shit. But all I ask for is some cultural continuation. I didn't have Joby. Joby did other stuff. Joby was showing the cultural continuation of us coming from Africa, and this is why we eat certain dishes, and this is where it came from. Even though it's a little bit different because of time and space, us being taken away from that environment, then creating something from that, but we know the cultural where it come from. So so there is a cultural continuation. You motherfuckers can never tell me your dishes you've eaten. What is a dish? What is your Indian shit you ate? Nothing. What did you eat? You eat grass? You eat dirt? Where's the coat? Where'd you eat? I'm just asking. But none of you Negroes can. This moron here talking. We've been here. Okay, moron. Give me something you ate. Give me one dish that you Indians ate. Give me something that we eat today that you Indians cooked. They never can tell you one fucking thing. You were here. You had many dishes. Bunch of dishes that would still be in Black American culture. There's not one. But then we say, okay, with all these dishes, then we know we can trace these continuing back to Africa. We can trace most of the dishes that Black Americans eat back to Africa. How's that possible if we all run around as fucking Indians? And like, it's just the craziest shit. It's like the movement full of It's a movement full of morons. It makes no sense because you have hate towards Africans. Because you hate yourself. That's the self-hate in you. That's where xenophobic comes from. You have self-hate that you haven't dealt with. You hate yourself or you hate other African people. It's a self-hate that was given to us, of course, but you haven't dealt with it. And then you got a whole crazy other lens. I'm an Indian, but you got no cultural continuation. Go ahead, Joe, but let him go ahead and talk. Moron here.
Lost brothers and sisters, y'all looking at a stranger, and that's why our energy don't match.
Look at a
and being all the
stranger.
way real, y'all mad y'all ancestors wasn't taken. You mad y'all still living on dirt roads and battling colonial systems, while the ones you think are lost became the blueprint for the Black global culture. Y'all could dress like us, talk
You
like
said
us.
you said you're not father. See, you see how stupid it is. He says you're an Indian, and then you're not Black. How can you carry the culture for Black people globally, Africans, and you're an Indian? See, he's so dumb he don't even know he contradicted himself. You imagine we're the Black culture around the world. You said you're an Indian. They're not part of your culture then. You're not part of Black people. You're an Indian. That's how fucking stupid this moron is. In the same sense, he contradicted what he just said. You said you're an Indian, you're indigenous. Then how can they be worried about you being the cultural blueprint of them if you're not from them? This is what I'm talking about. These are the most fucking stupidest more. And they making us look so idiotically dumb. Jesus Christ. And people all over the world looking at this shit. That's what the Black Americans are. No, that's not it. You're looking at a psyop. These are morons. These are not us. These are not us. Ask anybody on the street who's this goopy motherfucker, this FBA, they look at you crazy. What is that? That's some online shit, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Get away from me. Go ahead, Joe. We gotta put an end. I gotta rip their ass. I gotta put an end to this. I gotta bang on you niggas.
Forget where the sauce came from. And if we was just slaves, why y'all trying to be us? Y'all say we don't know our tribes, but y'all don't know y'all power. American Blacks been through hell, and we still came out leaders. We could talk English, but make sure you put
You just said you wasn't slavery. How'd you go through hell? Which one is it? I gotta bang on you niggas. I gotta bang on you niggas. I gotta bang on you. I ain't felt this good about. I gotta bang on you niggas. You gotta get this work. I ain't been this energized in a long time. I ain't gonna miss no shit. I got to bang on you niggas. You gonna get this work. Cause you're dangerous. You're destroying us globally with you fucking. But this dude is another idiot. This is a moron. Go ahead, Joby. Oh, did I lose Joby? Oh, Joe probably might have lost Joby, guys. I lose Joby. Might have lost it. You there, Joby? Oh, okay. I know you probably be in the bathroom. Okay, cool. It's this information. You Negroes are dangerous. Get this work. All this moronic ass shit. Guys looking crazy. You know, like the dumbass South Africans global. Everybody think this is us. That's why you're being promoted in the algorithms. This is every other video I'm getting of these morons talking crazy talk. We weren't even slaves, but we went through everything. If you weren't slaves, how you go through everything? What are you talking about, man? We not Africans, but we the head of the black community globally. That would be Africans. That'd be black people, not Indians. How you head of? If you're an Indian, how you head of black people globally? What are you talking about, moron? It's crazy as cat shit.
Sorry about that.
Okay, Joe, you probably go use the bathroom or something. It's all right. No big deal. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Don't need to prove our origin. Next time you
See,
start hating, make
let's
sure you
prove my
check your
origin.
reflection, partner, because y'all dressing just like the same people you trying to look down on. That ain't hate. That's jealousy. Go on and on that. Rub it in your chest.
Now talk to me about that. Let's keep going.
I really don't understand it. We share the same skin color, we just have different cultures.
Cool. Let's go. Let's use your logic. We share the same skin color, but we have different cultures. Cool. So wouldn't that logic apply to people that are Indian? Because a lot of Indians are darker than my ass. A lot of Indians are darker than a lot of other people.
Those are East Indian boys. Those are East Indians, morons. Those not. You're good grief. These morons. This is great. These are barely the edge, and this on purpose. But that most black Americans are dumb as fuck now. It's on purpose. It's on purpose. The East Indian community is not considered African, moron, or black. They're East Indians. They have nothing to do with us culturally or racially. See, racially, biologically, what you just said, you're not them. That's why none of you Indian niggas take DNA tests. You know why? You say you Negroes say DNA don't work, but it keeps taking you back to Africa because you say you're an Indian. They don't take you to no India or Indian here. I mean, not the same. We know the Indian in America is not the same as the East Indian in over in India. They don't take you even to the Indian here. Why you Negroes never want to do a DNA test? Oh man, DNA test is the white man. What? DNA test is the white man. White man talking to me. White man.
Let me go to the comments
Good,
very
good,
quickly.
good, Jeffrey. I changed my
Going
phone.
to have
My
that
phone
conversation.
overheating.
I hope you're gonna continue with it maybe on Saturday, like you've said.
I am
But
gonna continue with it. I got bricks and backs.
I see Emil was saying YouTubers are on search for Huru's podcast, be arguing and babbling about nonsense like this for hours and hours and hours. It's
Yeah, the
ridiculous.
other Huru's podcast. Ain't been on that dude. Sir, ain't been on his podcast forever. Oh yeah, cause he. Oh, it must be all kind of crazy stuff on search for Huru's channel. That scamming ass Negro. That's got all these FBA Indian dudes on there. Oh, I gotta go over this to check it out. It's probably hilarious. What does he say about these Negroes being Indians?
I also see Jason in the building, Karibu Sana. John Mosquito says you can be whatever you want, but be like Brother Keith says you are black first. I also see Jason says that crap is all over TikTok.
All over. So it's a psyop.
Says they be arguing with stupid Africans that are not even conscious and don't even know how to speak English. And Jason says I had to quit arguing with this $5 or whatever
Right now,
you.
Indians.
And
You lose your mind, Jason. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
is all the Indian folks be eating pork chops, barbecue.
Exactly. Where was all these Indians eating barbecue and pork chop? Exactly right. What part of the culture was that?
Mhm. I also see Emil says the American Indian practice of putting feathers on the heads came from Egypt. It's representative of the ostrich feather of Mot. And
Well, yeah. Well, it really came from Egypt. Came from West when they went west during invasion. Exactly correct.
Joms to say India is just another word for more or black. I also see Jason says they don't say nothing about them racist $5 Indians, but say their family oppressors and our family Indians. Okay. They don't say nothing about the racist $5 Indians, but they say their family oppressors are the family Indians. It's crazy. And see, one brother told me, show him some wood from slavery ships. This is insane. But those are the comments of
That's
the
what
day.
show the wood. You don't need the wood, moron. They got the ledgers. They got the manifest. The wood wouldn't be still around no more. That's 200 years ago, stupid. So they already that wood would be dissolved. But they know they do have. They have the manifest, moron. They have the ship manifest. The name of the ship. They have the people that was logged on there. They have the manifest. And then when they show the manifest, you morons say, "Oh, the manifest ain't real." Everything ain't real when it shows you that you came from Africa and you was a slave. That ain't real. But you can't show me none of your food. I just asked you a simple thing. I'm going to show me your food. Are you eating barbecue and pork chops? This is all black American shit. We know they had nothing to do with any Indian. Ain't no Indian eat none of that shit. So and macaroni and cheese and all that other shit. So why can't you give me your diet? You said you was here. Okay, I get it. I agree with you, moron. Just tell me your diet and show me where it's in our culture. We're eating your shit. Okay? Cultural continuation. Just show me anything, any dish that we eat today as black Americans, black Indians, that we ate before the white man came and then you wasn't a slave and you was an Indian running around doing whatever you were doing. Okay? But they never want to tell you that these Indians were slave owners. They always forget that part too. Put us up, Joe, real quick before we leave. We know we're about to go. What time? Yeah, because we have to. Put us up, Joe. Say, were most Indian tribes in America slave owners? Say, were most Indian tribes in America slave owners? Answer is yes. So you would say, if you were the people that own my people, then you are enemy to me, moron. So you're discounting my history of being a buffalo soldier and fighting, you wicked bastards. Because the Indian, go ahead. The Indians don't want to let slaves go. Go ahead, Joe.
While it's not accurate to say most, many Native Americans tribes did practice some form of slavery both before and after European colonization.
Of course, the black buffalo soldiers had to go in and knock these Indians in the head to let African people go. Because after we got freed by America, your Indians didn't want to let black people go. No, you morons don't know none of this history. You say you're an Indian. So they had black people enslaved, and if you want these people to enslave my people, you're my fucking enemy then. Because they didn't want to let black people go. The Buffalo Soldiers had to go in and start killing these Indians and knocking them in the head and freeing black people by force. You Indian Negroes never mentioned that. While he's in the car talking, yeah, it's going to be us, global power, we're Indians, we've been here. You never mentioned that these motherfuckers had black people as slaves, as Joe just read. Because you motherfuckers are morons. You don't know no real history. Go ahead, Joe.
Much love, family. Have yourself
Much
a
love.
beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Saturday, you're gonna I'll be a Saturday. You get this work.
Yep. Ensure you tune in and of course catch up with that conversation. But much love. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on the Africa Today Show, media of the 21st century. 35 minutes past 10 p.m. I don't know the time on your end, but I wish you a good
It is.
tuning in.
It's 2:30 something. It was about 2:30 something. I don't know what time.
Okay. Much love, family. Peace. We out. Your closing remarks, with I don't know.
2:37 on my end, Joe. 2:37.
Okay.
I'm in Texas, so I'm in Central. I'm in Texas, so I'm in Central Time. 2:37.
All right. So much love, family. Have yourselves a good day.